And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Jacob Hana, who writes, "Get excited, John. DC has just dropped their promo for the new DC Fandome on October 16th, 1 week after James Bond No Time to Die. The one last year was amazing and a much needed break from all the COVID stuff we were dealing with at the time, and this year will be no different. What did you think of the promo? Thank you." All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, Jacob. And yeah, listen, I gotta say, you're absolutely right. What DC and Warner Brothers were able to pull off for DC Fandome last year was really good. It was really good. And I'll be honest with you, I had my doubts because, you know, how good can you really make it as a virtual event? Like San Diego Comic-Con did it as a virtual event. Don't get me wrong, they had some good stuff at it. They totally did have some good stuff at it, but it's just, you just look at the viewership numbers. They were pretty low. Like people want to be at these things in person. So I had my doubts about how good Fandome would be, but they did a pretty good job. And I'm not talking about dropping trailers and footage because you don't need an event to do that. They can just go on YouTube and drop that stuff anytime they want. But they made some really good panels and discussions, and the stuff with Walter Hamada was fantastic. And the way he would describe multiverse and all things, the stuff they did about, you know, all the Batmen all the guys who voiced the Batman in all the different countries and different languages. That kind of stuff was awesome. And then the panels themselves, when they did do proper panels for some of the movies, was great. Look, I didn't end up liking Wonder Woman 84 all that much, but the panel for Wonder Woman 84 was wonderful. The panel discussion for Suicide Squad was wonderful. They did a really good job with that last year. Totally did. I still think in-person cons are 1,000 times better, but since that wasn't an option, what they did, Rob, I'll say it, to near perfection. Near perfection. They pulled that thing off with.
I agree.
So now we've got this new one, and they launched a promo for it that is terrible. It's terrible. The promo they just launched for it is utterly terrible. If you're going to give us a trailer for something, give us a taste. Give us a taste of what we're going to get when we tune in to watch DC Fandome. And there was nothing. There literally was nothing that we haven't already seen. But John, you want to reveal that stuff at DC Fandome. I get it. I'm not saying show us a 2-minute clip of the Flash, but give us a taste. Just a split sec. I don't know. Frankly, I thought it was a pretty lazy promo. Does that make me not interested in DC Fandome? Not at all. Not at all. I'm still very excited to see this because they're going to feature a lot of stuff. For instance, in the movie area, they're going to be featuring an exclusive new trailer for the Batman. By the way, I'll talk about some of the Batman stuff I saw at CinemaCon. They're going to show an exclusive new trailer for the Batman, new content for DC League of Super Pets. Yeah, who cares? A first look at Black Adam. Yes. A sneak peek at the Flash. Yes. A behind the scenes look at Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yes. And Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Again.
Oh my.
Yes. Also, on top of all that, on the television side, an exclusive look at HBO Max Peacemaker, maybe with TDK, yes. DMZ, Aquaman, King of Atlantis, I'm assuming that's animated, and Batman Cape Crusader, which is also animated. New looks at returning HBO Max favorites, Doom Patrol, yes. Titans, who cares? Harley Quinn, yes. And Young Justice Phantoms. Look at the new seasons of CW, Batwoman, The Flash, Superman and Lois, and Netflix's Sweet Tooth. And a farewell tribute to Supergirl. A 100th episode celebration for Legends of Tomorrow. A first look at Naomi, and a sneak peek at Stargirl. So, this is an impressive lineup, Rob. This is all good looking stuff that they've got here. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention a little bit about the Batman. They showed us a great feature on the upcoming Batman, and they showed us some great footage, and I am personally very excited for the Batman. I mean, look, when that first trailer dropped, we all got excited at DC Fandome last year. They're going to drop a brand new trailer at DC Fandome this year. It looks fantastic. It really does. I mean, the stuff they showed us, we got our first really good look at Kravitz as Catwoman. I loved her look. Loved her look because it feels very, you know how Daredevil's first outfit in the Netflix series was like really, sketch. It was like all like something he made pulling stuff out of a drawer in his bedroom. That's what the Catwoman thing kind of looks like, but it totally makes sense. And in this gritty world, it worked for me. And I'm like, that fits so perfectly. I loved what I saw. They showed more stuff with Gordon, more stuff obviously with Batman and all that kind of stuff. It just looks so great, and I cannot wait. Very excited to see where they're going to present us with Aquaman. Obviously Black Adam, obviously Shazam, obviously The Flash. Hopefully we're going to get a real, they've been filming The Flash for a while now, so hopefully they'll have enough to give us a little, even if it's like a 30-second little sizzle, they'll have something there to show us for that. So I'm very, very not interested in the television side other than Doom Patrol and obviously Harley Quinn. But they still have a lot of other stuff there that's fan favorites as well. But Rob, I got to say, the thing I am most interested in is two things that aren't mentioned in the press release. One is those special panels that they did at DC Fandome last year that weren't connected to any of these other things. Right? Like the Walter Hamada panel, the Voices of the Batman panel. It's those special ones that they do that really give the personality to this event and is kind of, to me, the beating heartbeat of it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they present there. And again, I'm not expecting that they'll advertise it, but I'm looking forward to that. The second thing I'm going to be very interested in is this. Are there actually going to be any announcements? And I'm not sure that there are. Like, are there going to be significant announcements of things we had no idea about? Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to announce that Henry Cavill returns in Man of Steel 2. Like something like that, right? Ladies and gentlemen, Lobo, the motion picture. That is what I'm really excited about. What are the announcements going to be? What are the special panels going to be? I'm looking forward to all this other stuff, but Rob, let's be honest. All this other stuff is stuff they can just drop on YouTube anytime they want. Anytime they want, they can drop that stuff. I'm really looking forward to the announcements and their special things that really will hold it all together as a glorious event. They did such a great job with it last year. I believe they're going to do it again this year. Rob, you look over that list. What things are standing out to you, and are you looking forward to the new DC Fandome, and what other things would you hope to see there?
Well, I think like you, I was impressed with, was it a sales thing? Sure. But I liked it. Like, I really enjoyed the way they did it. I think they really understood, the people that put it on understood, fans. And go figure. I really enjoyed the information they provided. It got me excited. A lot of it was so canned. Like, here are our fans chiming in. I get all that's fine. That was fine. But the information they gave us was great. I get excited. I'm really excited about this entire slate. Maybe not so much the CW or the Titans or some of the CW shows. That's fine. But come on, Black Adam and Shazam. I'm hoping, dude, if they're going to reveal anything, you said they probably won't reveal anything. I agree with you. However, I have no reason to believe this, but I think Henry Cavill's going to be in Black Adam as Superman. And I think they're going to announce it there.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, listen.
Now I have. This is me pulling out of the ether a hope and a dream I have. But we both have talked about they're represented by the same agents, right?
Yep.
And they've talked about. There's been Dwayne Johnson has talked about wanting Henry Cavill or being in the movie. We got a taste of Henry Cavill's Superman, even though it wasn't Henry Cavill, at the end of Shazam. And, if anybody could arrange, look, Dwayne Johnson is probably the most savvy and canny actor in terms of doing business. His social media game, Instagram game is on point. He's no dummy. If he wants to get Black Adam to be over the top, to break the internet, he just has to bring Henry Cavill on. He doesn't even have to say anything. He says, it is the DC Fandome event, and I'm not going to say why, but let me introduce my new friend or my old friend and just have him walk on. Well, it's nice to see you, buddy. See you later. They don't even have to say anything. They'd break the internet. Come on.
Okay, so here's the interesting thing about that.
And by the way, they're going to do the same thing. If Ben Affleck is indeed in The Flash, they're going to show a shot of them together.
Well, okay, look. 1 year ago, we got on our show and we reported that Henry Cavill was again talking to Warner Brothers executives about returning as Superman. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
What we did not know was, what would that look like? Would it be for a literal Man of Steel 2? Would it be as a secondary character in somebody else's movie, like a Shazam? Because that would make sense, considering that Superman, it wasn't Henry Cavill, but Superman shows up in the original Shazam. Or a Black Adam. And that's one that we talked about. Because, Rob, you mentioned that Henry Cavill is represented by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's ex-wife, who is still Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's manager. They still have a great relationship. They social media post about each other all the time. You never want to see a marriage end, but if a marriage ends, you love seeing stuff like that where they're still like best friends and they still actually work together and all that kind of stuff. But they have the same representation. So Henry Cavill showing up at DC Fandome, I will actually one-up you, Rob. Ooh. I will say 70%. Now, I'm not going to say 70% that it'll be Black Adam. But again, it was a year ago. And by the way, that report that we talked to you guys about Henry Cavill now in discussions with Warner Brothers to return as Superman in some capacity, that was verified also and corroborated and backed up by Variety and The Hollywood Reporter. They also both say, yep, we are hearing Henry Cavill is speaking with Warner Brothers. So I would say 70% chance that Henry Cavill pops up in some recorded message at DC Fandom, says, I can't wait to return as Kal-El in, I don't know, Zach's Shazam 2, or my friend Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam, or listen, I've been telling you guys for a long time. I am not saying there's going to be a Man of Steel 2, but I've been telling you for a long time, Man of Steel 2 is still a possibility. It is still a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it is happening. I'm just saying it's something that is still on the table. And when they announced that J.J. Abrams produced Superman, that they're going to be doing with the Black Superman, that is outside of the DCEU, what did I say? I said, what this means is they're not replacing Henry Cavill in the DCEU as Superman. That actually means if you're somebody like me, who Henry Cavill is your favorite Superman, if you are somebody like me, when they announced the new JJ movie, to me that was actually encouraging, not only because, hey, we're going to get a cool new story, but also it keeps the door open that Henry Cavill is still our Superman in the DCEU. Is he for sure? I'm not saying that. Are we definitely going to get a Man of Steel 2? I'm not saying that. Let's be clear. But Rob, I will say a 70% chance that Henry Cavill shows up at DC Fandom to announce that he is appearing again as Superman in insert name of project here. So Rob, let me ask you this. If it's not Man of Steel 2, and it's not, I'm having a very hard time moving the fingers on this hand. For those who don't know, I ripped the ligaments in that. If it's not Man of Steel 2, if it's not Shazam, and if it's not Black Adam, I'll tell you what it's going to be.
Ooh.
It's going to be Flash. Because in those revealed art pieces from Flash, in a couple of the pieces of art, there were characters that were specifically blacked out. Like you could see Michael Keaton's Batman, you could see Flash, you could see some other characters, but in a few of those pieces, there were usually characters that were then blacked out intentionally. It's like, okay, so there's a character there. Now, that could be anybody. That could absolutely be anybody at all. So who knows? But I think if it's not a Man of Steel 2 that they announce, and if it's not that he's appearing in Black Adam, and it's not that he's appearing in Shazam, I think it'll be Flash. So a lot of possibilities. Rob, which one, aside from Black Adam, which makes kind of the most sense because of the representation, if Henry Cavill is going to pop up in something, if he's going to show up at DC Fandome and announce he's returning as Superman, what project is it most likely to be, if not Black Adam, I should say?
Well, I mean, I got to go with you on the Flash because that makes the most sense, of everything, because obviously we're looking into the multiverse. We're looking into the Flashpoint paradox. So I think that would make the most sense. And obviously, if Ben Affleck's in the movie and Ezra Miller's in the movie, to have Henry Cavill in the movie, I mean, it would be like Justice League 2, or it's like Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, directed by Andy Muschietti. I mean, that I think you could be right about that. It's funny, I didn't think about that till you just brought it up. I was so convinced he's going to be in Black Adam, but Flash seems like the way to go. And, they're stacking that movie up. I mean, that movie is, a lot of people, it's almost like he's a guest star in his own film. But I like Ezra Miller's take on The Flash, so I'm looking forward to it either way. But I think you might be right about that.
Question is for you guys. What do you think about this announcement of DC Fandome? I thought the announcement, by the way, for those of you who are watching live right now, we did put up a poll in the live chat. So, and in the poll, we're simply asking the question, where does Henry Cavill appear? If he appears at all. Does he appear? Do they announce him that he's going to be in Man of Steel 2? Do they announce he's going to be in Black Adam? Do they announce he's going to be in The Flash? Or do they announce he's going to be Shazam? We have over 200 votes already. I just put this up a few seconds ago. Now over 250 votes. 14% are saying Man of Steel 2. 37% are saying Black Adam. 40% of you are saying Flash, and 9% of you are saying Shazam. So we're going to leave that poll up there now as we're closing in on 400 votes. So that's in there in the live chat for those of you guys who are watching live. If you want to go ahead and say your voice. Now, Black Adam and Flash are almost tied. Black Adam's at 38%. Now they are tied. Black Adam and Flash are both sitting at 38%. Shazam is at 10%. Man of Steel 2 is at 14%. It's going back and forth, ladies and gentlemen. So there it is. Question is for you guys. What do you think of the whole DC Fandome thing? I thought the announcement itself was rather pathetic. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it was a terrible way to announce it. At least put some effort into it, you lazy asses. But I think the event is going to be great. And there's a lot of cool things they've got lined up there. I think there are going to be some great surprises. Where do you think Henry Cavill's going to show up at this thing announcing that he's returning as Kal-El? Whatever you guys are thinking about this, jump down into the comment section below and leave us your thoughts.